Hi, this is Wendy Gunn, and I'm going to talk today a little bit more about goals and not giving up. Have you ever had a dream or a goal that you really knew was something God wanted you to do? And when you hit obstacles, you hit a hard time, you put it aside or you gave up. I want to talk to you about how dreams and goals are spiritual battles. God has made you uniquely, and He has goals for you to achieve. He wants to use you in this world in a very specific way. And He has put things in you, skills and gifts and desires, and He even gives us dreams. And sometimes He says no to that dream, as He did to David. David had a dream to build God a house, and God said, "No, you aren't going to do that, but your son will." Now, David could have just said, "Okay, and given up on that dream completely, never thought about it again. But David didn't do that. David began to prepare when he would go out and they would defeat an enemy and they would get the spoil, what was called the spoil, all of the precious things from the enemy's camp. They would take back the gold and the silver, etc., and he would put aside some of that spoil. And he accumulated gold and silver and precious stones and things that he gave to his son Solomon to use for the building of the temple when it was Solomon's time to do that. I don't know if I would have thought of that, but he did. But I do know that there are many times when I am setting a goal, when I have a dream, and I know there's a spiritual battle going on. I have felt that attack. Perhaps you have too. When you are trying to achieve something and you just feel like, "Oh, I'm being attacked on every side. This is so hard." And there have been times when I have felt like, this is too hard. I just want to give up. I think that I will quit. When I was younger, I did quit a lot of times, unfortunately. I was not a very responsible person when I was growing up, and I used sickness or other reasons to get out of doing things that I was afraid of. I had committed to something, but now when I had to do it, I was scared to death. Back years ago, I signed up for being one of the actors in a play, and I was not used to being in front of people. I was not accustomed to memorizing lines or acting. And when the time came, I backed out. I said I was sick. I wasn't sick. That's the kind of person I used to be, unfortunately. But over time, God has really done a work. That was before I was a believer. And becoming a Christian really changed me. I'm sure it has changed you as well. I want a good name, and over many years, God has worked in me to give me more discipline and to take my thoughts captive. So when I have something that I am supposed to do and I don't want to, I don't feel like it. I really don't want to do it. And I would rather put it off, procrastinate. Now I usually do it. I don't always. Sometimes it's fine to put it off to tomorrow. If I'm exhausted and I have accomplished a lot of things today already, then sometimes that thing needs to be put off to tomorrow. So I'm not saying that it's always wrong, but I want you to think before you just do that. There's so many things. Are you setting an example for those around you, for your family, for your children, for your friends even, of someone who does what they say they're going to do? Are you saying and being a finisher? Ecclesiastes, I think it's Ecclesiastes 7:8 says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit than the proud in spirit. That has become a really precious verse to me because I've worked really hard over many years to become someone who finishes. And I was, for many, many years, someone who started but didn't finish. And it doesn't reflect well on the Lord. And I want to encourage you that you're going to be in a battle if it's eternally significant things that you're doing. If it's important, Satan is going to attack. And that is one of the reasons it's so important that every single day you put on the whole armor of God. Prepare yourself for the fight. Put on that helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, your loins girt about with truth, your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, taking up the shield of faith, and make sure you're holding it up high and it's big. Shield of faith and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. And that should not be hanging down either. That should be up here. Be ready to attack back and defend with the word of God. Praying without ceasing. You're in a spiritual battle, friend, every single day. And God, He's going to meet you face to face someday, and you will have to give account. I will have to give account for how we spent our time, what we did, what we didn't do. Did we fulfill the purpose that He put us on earth to do? My passion is to help you embrace who God uniquely created you to be and help you fulfill your purpose. It is a fabulous purpose, and it's different than every other person's. You need to fight your fight. Nobody else could fight it for you. So put on the whole armor of God, and so that you can stand in the evil day. And then resist the devil and he will flee from you. Draw nigh to God and resist the devil and he will flee. You need to claim the promises of God for your life. Think of the victory when you do something important that you were tempted to just do it another time. I'll give up. When you were tempted to give up, I've been tempted to give up. I know what that feels like. I have realized, and I want to encourage you, that I believe sometimes you are most tempted to give up when you are about to do or finish the most important thing, the most eternally fruitful thing, when you're the closest to victory, you're going to be attacked the most. You've heard it said that the darkest hour is right before dawn. So look at it from the perspective when I feel most like giving up is the most important time for me to not give up. Fight. Fight. Be a warrior. Be a spiritual warrior with the Spirit of God in you. And make sure you're holding that shield of faith up high, and make sure you've got your sword in hand. That means you need to know the Word of God, and you need to memorize. You need to memorize so that when you're attacked, you can take out that shield and that sword, and you can say, "There is no temptation taken me but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not let me be tempted above that I am able, but will with the temptation also make a way of escape." 1 Corinthians 10:13. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Fight. I hope this has been encouraging to you. I'm praying for you, friend. Let me know. Have you gone through a battle lately? I would love to pray for you. This is Wendy Gunn.